Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first part in the online video tutor training for the Adult Volunteer Literacy Program presented by John A. Logan College Literacy. My name is Sandra Langley, and I am the Literacy Counselor here at John A. Logan College. This playlist is part of the training required by the Illinois Secretary of State for all of our volunteer tutors. Before we get started, I want to thank each and every one of you for volunteering your time and your experience to our program. The literacy program would not be able to function without the hard work of our dedicated volunteer tutors. Because of you, we can help our learners achieve their goals and improve their skills in reading, math, and English as a second language. These videos will help prepare you for tutoring and address each of the required facets of the SOS tutor training. Teaching and tutoring experience are not required to be a volunteer because we're here to help prepare you. If you have any questions during these videos, please write them down and send them to your literacy counselor or save them for the tutor panel. I would suggest taking notes throughout the videos, so make sure you have a pen or pencil and some paper to write down questions, notes, and answers that will be asked during the training. Remember, this is to help you prepare, so please remember to take breaks, take care of yourself, and stretch as you go through the training. With that, let's get started. This first video will discuss what the Adult Volunteer Literacy Program is and how we define literacy. The Adult Volunteer Literacy Program, or AVL, is funded by a grant by the Illinois Secretary of State set aside exclusively for literacy. All of our tutors are volunteers with a range of experience and backgrounds. All of our learners are adult learners in the community. This program is free for our learners, and we strive to provide all materials necessary for successful tutoring and learning in reading comprehension, math comprehension, English as a second language skills, and overall literacy. So I've been saying the word literacy a lot. Let's figure out what literacy means. Take a minute or two, pause the video here in a second, and write down what you think literacy is. How do you define literacy? How would you define someone that is literate? How about someone that is illiterate? Go ahead to think, ponder, and write down your thoughts. Hit play when you're finished. So, what did you write? Was it difficult or easy to come up with definitions? Well, either way, it's no surprise. Our definition and understanding of literacy has changed with time, expanding as we learn more and how we communicate changes. Literacy was first defined in the Civil War as simply the ability to read and write your name. Seems pretty straightforward, right? But the military found that many of their literate soldiers were not functional. Literacy later was defined as reading at a fourth grade level during World War II. This was expanded in the 1960s to simply passing the 8th grade. Yet, each of these versions of the definition are broad, don't you think? What does it mean to pass the 8th grade? I'm pretty sure my mother didn't understand 8th grade me. As we reached the early 1990s, the definition of literacy started to expand and become more specific at the same time. In 1991, literacy was defined as the ability to read, write, speak English, and solve problems to function at your job or in society, including creating goals for yourself and knowing your own potential. However, how do you judge some of that ability to know your own potential? How can you objectively grade someone's ability to do that? It's a little more difficult and now a little muddier. The last time the National Literacy Survey was conducted was in 2003, concluding that literacy is more skill-based rather than simply tasks and objective measures. The focus was turned from using grade levels to define literacy to making sure adults focus on skills basic to critical thinking to perform jobs and function in society. Technology and a deeper understanding of literacy brings us to how we define literacy now. The most recent revision to the definition was in 2018, expanding the meaning of literacy from just reading and writing. Literacy now includes understanding reading, writing, math, and English language to numbers, images, and computers, using all of them to communicate, gain, and use knowledge and solve problems. The reason it is important to understand what literacy is comes back to our learners and the way literacy is important to them. It allows them to function in society, set goals, be productive, and achieve their true potential. By you understanding this, it allows you to be able to support them in their goals and provide instruction and tutoring tailored to them. A lot more than just reading and writing your name now, right? So, how close were you? It's all right if you were off. That's why we're here to learn. If you got it, congrats. Everyone is now one step further in their training. So, let's think of some things we've used literacy for in the last 24 hours. Take 30 seconds, pause the video, and write down how you have used literacy recently. Well, what did you write? Writing down that activity was one such way of using literacy. Perhaps you also have reading, writing, math, speaking, listening, and specific actions related to each. Reading labels of medication, writing a check, speaking on the phone, listening to your children. All of these and more are literacy skills. And that's what the goal of the program is. And some of the reasons our learners turn to our program to do these things we may take for granted. Next, let's take a look at just who these learners are. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.